here we're given a function f of xy equal this, well, I don't know why they put 2 here. You generally don't put any number here for square root. If it's cube root or otherwise, you put the number, but not for square root. But anyway, I guess that's a mistake. The square root of x squared plus y squared minus 4. State the domain and range of f of xy. Alright. This domain business now. Remember, the domain is the input, what you put into the function. And what you put into the function is x and y. Alright? Now, here, you're finding a square root. You can find the square root of 0, which is 0. You can find the square root of positive numbers, or you cannot find the square root of negative numbers, right? The square root of a negative would be an imaginary number. That means that the square root of x squared plus y squared minus 4, right, must not be less than 0. Must not be less than 0. So therefore, the square root of x squared plus y squared minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. Alright? Suppose you square both sides. Then you would have x squared plus y squared minus 4 is greater than or equal to, well, 0 squared is 0. Alright, add 4 to both sides, so you have x squared plus y squared would be greater than or equal to 4. Alright, so x squared plus y squared would be greater than or equal to 4. And looking at, for example, the formula of a circle, it would be like you have a circle, center, origin, right? And then the radius would be, well, 2. Generally, it's x squared or x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equal r squared. A and b would be how much the circle shift away from x and y. So you might have a here and b here. A, b. If that is so, the circle would be here. But in our case, a and b are 0, so it's the origin. But anyway, it would be like a circle at the origin with radius 2, because you're writing it like a circle. This 4 would be 2 squared, right? But this here would be the domain, alright, the domain of f of x. The range of f of x, what would that be? Alright, the range would be the answer. It would be the output, alright? So now, here, if you look for the range, what would be the output in this case? Well, a while ago, you had it that x squared plus y squared minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. That means the smallest number is 0. Right? So it goes, the range is from 0 to where? it has to be more than 0. Now, is there any number where the answer reaches and cannot reach any further? Well, looking at it, you can put 100 for x and 100 for y. You get 20,000 minus 4, which should be what, 19,996. If you put 1,000 for x and 1,000 for y, you get an answer. If you can put 1,000,000 for x and 1,000,000 for y, you still get an answer. You can go up and up. Alright? So you cannot go below 0, but you can go up as high as you want. So in this case, it's to infinity. Alright? So the range is from 0 to infinity. One nice way of putting it is this: 0, comma, infinity. Alright? From 0 to infinity in that case. Alright, so if you remember your interval notation, you can put it that way. Alright, so that's the range. What they want. Next thing, they ask for the value of 2, 2. What that means when x is 2 and y is 2. What's the answer? Alright, so this is what? Part 2. Alright, let's write it down here. So what they say is that you have the square root of x squared plus y squared minus 4. So f of x, y, the function of x and y, is the square root of x squared plus y squared minus 4. 2, 2. That means x is 2, y is 2. So the square root of 2 squared plus 2 squared minus 4. So in this case, the square root of 2 2 is 4 plus 2 2 is 4 minus 4. So this 4 minus this 4, that's gone. So only this 4 is left. So the square root of 4, which is 2. Alright, so that's what you have there. So the function f of 2, 2 is 2.